Welcome, dear viewers, to Pulse of Awareness, your companion on the journey of reflection and growth. Today we explore together a topic that touches the essence of our lives, inner serenity amid the chaos of the world. In a time when events accelerate and challenges accumulate, how do we find our inner oasis of calm? Stay with us until the end to discover the path toward true peace, and don't forget to support the channel with a like and subscription. First, understanding the nature of external chaos and its impact on serenity. The world around us appears like a raging ocean that never calms, its waves crashing with disturbing news and accelerating events. This chaos was not born today, but is the nature of life throughout the ages. However, our contemporary problem lies in the amplification of this chaos and its infiltration into our depths through continuous media. Every moment we are exposed to a torrential flood of information and influences that distract our attention and destabilize our equilibrium. The Greek philosopher Epictetus taught us that what disturbs us is not the events themselves, but our interpretations of them and our reactions toward them. This understanding represents the first key toward inner peace, as it liberates us from the illusion of controlling the external. When we realize that external chaos will never end, we stop waiting for the world to calm down so we can be calm. This awareness shifts our focus from trying to change the external to building an internal strength capable of containing the turbulence. The psychological impact of chaos manifests in increased levels of anxiety and chronic stress. Psychological studies indicate that continuous exposure to negative stimuli affects brain chemistry, and thought patterns. However, our understanding of this impact gives us the ability to consciously intervene and reprogram our responses. Knowledge here is a transformative power that enables us to develop healthy defense mechanisms against the surrounding chaos. The Chinese sage Lao Tzu wrote in the Tao Te Ching that the strong tree breaks in the wind, while the reed bends and remains. This wisdom guides us to the necessity of internal flexibility in facing life's storms. Inner serenity is not rigid hardness that resists change, but rather conscious flexibility that accepts reality and adapts to it. Many believe that inner peace means isolation from the world or ignoring its problems. This is a mistaken understanding that leads to unhealthy escape from responsibility and reality. True peace is a state of internal balance that enables us to actively engage in life. It is the ability to remain calm and clear amid chaos, making us more effective and wise. The greatest challenge in our age is the dissolving boundaries between private and public, between internal and external. Smartphones have made the entire world in our pockets, and with it all its problems and anxieties. This continuous overlap requires deeper awareness of the necessity of creating healthy boundaries and disconnection times. The ability to say no to external influences is an act of wisdom and self-care. The Roman philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations that our life is made by our thoughts. This profound truth confirms that the real chaos is not outside but inside us. When we understand that our thoughts and beliefs shape our experience of reality, we possess the key to liberation. Reorganizing our inner world automatically reflects on the way we deal with external chaos. Second, building self-awareness as the foundation for serenity. Self-awareness is the cornerstone upon which the edifice of inner peace is built. It is the ability to observe our thoughts, feelings, and actions with clarity and without judgment. This awareness resembles a clear mirror that reflects our truth as it is, not as we want it to be. Without this mirror, we live in a fog of illusions and unconscious automatic reactions. The philosopher Socrates emphasized that the unexamined life is not worth living. This self-examination is the essence of the awareness we speak about. When we stop to ask ourselves who we truly are and what drives us, we begin the journey of inner discovery. This journey may be disturbing at first, but it is the only path toward true freedom. Building self-awareness begins with practicing quiet observation of the thoughts passing through our minds. What is required is not suppressing these thoughts or fighting them, but merely noticing them as a neutral witness. This simple practice creates a necessary distance between us and our thoughts, and we discover that we are not our thoughts. Realizing this difference liberates us from the prison of destructive mental patterns and anxious thoughts. Meditation is one of the most powerful tools for developing self-awareness. We do not mean by meditation complicated rituals or mystical practices, far from reality. Meditation in its essence is training the mind to focus and be present in the current moment. A few daily minutes of this training produce profound transformations in the way we deal with pressures and challenges. The sage Rumi said that the wound is the place where the light enters. This profound wisdom points to the importance of awareness of our wounds and weaknesses. True self-awareness does not avoid pain or deny suffering, but embraces it with compassion and understanding. When we acknowledge our wounds and understand their origin, we can heal them and transform them into sources of strength and wisdom. Reflective writing or journaling is a powerful tool for deepening self-awareness. When we write our thoughts and feelings, we extract them from the whirlpool of the mind into the space of clarity. This practice helps us see recurring patterns in our thinking and behavior. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward changing them, as we cannot modify what we do not see. Body awareness is an essential part of comprehensive self-awareness. The body carries deep wisdom and important signals about our internal state. Accumulated tension in the shoulders, contraction in the stomach, or rapid shallow breathing are all messages from the body. Learning to read these messages and listen to them enhances our awareness and our ability to respond healthily. Social interactions provide a valuable mirror for self-awareness. The way we interact with others reveals much about our inner world. Do we become defensive when someone criticizes us? Or do we listen with openness? Do we seek to dominate in conversation? Or do we give space to others? These questions open windows onto aspects of ourselves that need awareness and care. The journey towards self-awareness never ends, as it is a continuous process of discovery and growth. The deeper we go in knowing ourselves, the more new layers we uncover, waiting to be explored. This continuous growth is what keeps life meaningful and deepens our inner peace. Third, daily practices to enhance inner peace. Conscious breathing is the simplest and most effective practice in achieving inner serenity. Breath is the bridge connecting the body to the mind and to the present moment. When we breathe consciously, deeply, and slowly, we send a message to our nervous system that everything is all right. This message calms the fight or flight response and activates the state of relaxation and recovery. Starting the day with conscious morning rituals lays a strong foundation for inner peace throughout the day. Instead of jumping directly to the phone and email, we dedicate minutes to silence and meditation. These few minutes allow us to connect with ourselves before engaging in the world's noise. Morning rituals may include gentle stretching, reading an inspiring text, or setting an intention for the day. Meditative walking in nature combines the benefits of physical movement and connection with the natural environment. Nature possesses a remarkable ability to calm the mind and restore balance. When we walk consciously, we focus on the physical sensations of movement and on the sounds and scents around us. This focus pulls us from the whirlpool of thoughts and returns us to the vitality of the present. The mystic Ibn Arabi spoke about the importance of retreat and positive solitude in the journey of self-knowledge. Creating regular times for conscious solitude enhances inner peace. This solitude does not mean disconnection from others or escape from responsibilities, but rather, it is sacred time we dedicate to connecting with our depths. In these times, we can hear our inner voice that is often covered by the noise of daily life. Practicing daily gratitude shifts our focus from scarcity to abundance, from complaint to appreciation. Writing 3 things we are grateful for every evening reprograms our minds. This simple practice trains the brain to search for the positive and beautiful in life. Over time, appreciation and gratitude become a natural state that reflects on the level of inner peace and contentment. Setting healthy boundaries with technology and social media is a modern necessity for maintaining inner peace. Continuous connection drains our energy and scatters our attention. Allocating specific times to check the phone and creating technology-free zones at home creates spaces for calm and renewal. Deliberate reading of wise texts nourishes the soul and broadens horizons. Whether philosophical or spiritual texts or profound poetry, engaging with distilled wisdom enriches our inner world. Allocating daily time for deep reading, away from rapid information consumption, restores our ability for deep focus. Practicing kindness and compassion toward the self is no less important than any other practice. Many of us are harsh on ourselves, criticizing and holding ourselves accountable mercilessly. Learning to treat ourselves with the same tenderness we show a dear friend transforms our relationship with ourselves. Self-compassion is not weakness or tolerance of error, but rather strength that enables us to rise and grow after every stumble. Participating in creative activities allows internal energy to flow and express itself. Drawing, writing, playing a musical instrument, or any other form of creativity. These activities do not need high skill or perfect results, but what matters is immersion in the process itself. Creativity connects us to a deep part of our being and creates a state of flow that dissolves anxiety and enhances serenity. Fourth, dealing with turbulent thoughts and emotions. Negative thoughts and turbulent emotions are a natural part of the human experience. Attempting to suppress or deny them makes them stronger and more controlling in our lives. The healthy approach is acknowledging the existence of these thoughts and feelings without identifying with them. We say, "I feel anxious," not "I am anxious." And this subtle difference makes a great transformation in how we deal with emotions. The Indian philosopher Krishnamurti said that the observer is the observed itself. This means that the illusory separation between us and our thoughts is the source of internal conflict. When we accept our thoughts as waves passing through the ocean of our consciousness, without resisting or clinging to them, they lose their disturbing power. Acceptance here does not mean agreeing with the content of thoughts, but acknowledging their existence without resistance. The technique of cognitive reframing helps us change our perspective toward disturbing events. Every situation can be seen from different angles, and the way we frame it determines its impact on us. For example, failure can be seen as a catastrophe or as an opportunity for learning and growth. A challenge can be seen as an obstacle or as a test of our strength and creativity. Training the mind to see constructive aspects is not blind optimism, but practical wisdom that reduces our suffering. Difficult emotions like anger, fear, and sadness carry important messages if we listen well to them. Anger may indicate boundaries that have been violated or values that have been compromised. Fear may alert us to a real or imaginary danger that needs assessment. Sadness is a natural healing process after loss. Our internal dialogue with these emotions, instead of fighting them, transforms them into teachers rather than enemies. The technique of meditating on emotions is based on observing emotions in the body without judgment or reaction. Where does anxiety manifest in your body? How does sadness feel in your chest? This physical observation of emotions reduces the dominance of thought over them and allows them to pass naturally. Emotions are like weather. They change and pass if we do not obstruct their movement with resistance or attachment. Positive self-talk is not merely repeating motivational phrases, but a deep change in the tone of the inner voice. How do we address ourselves in times of weakness or error? Are we harsh and critical or warm and encouraging? Learning to address the self with compassion and understanding changes brain chemistry and enhances psychological resilience. Searching for meaning in suffering is one of the deepest ways to deal with difficult times. The psychiatrist Viktor Frankl survived Nazi concentration camps and found that those who possessed a sense of meaning were more able to endure the harshest conditions. Searching for meaning does not eliminate pain, but it makes it bearable and opens the possibility of transformation even amid suffering. Practicing forgiveness with oneself and others liberates us from enormous psychological burdens. Holding on to resentment and anger is like drinking poison and waiting for the other party to die. Forgiveness is not just a moral stance, but a necessity for our psychological and physical health. When we forgive, we do not justify the error, but choose to free ourselves from the prison of the past and reclaim our inner peace. Seeking professional help when needed is not weakness, but courage and wisdom. Sometimes turbulent thoughts and emotions are deeper than we can handle alone. Psychotherapists and counselors are trained to help us map our inner world and find healthy paths to recovery. Fifth, maintaining balance in a changing world. Balance is not a fixed point we reach and remain in, but rather a continuous dynamic dance between different forces. Life is in constant change, and balance requires continuous adjustments. Our understanding of balance as a process, not a state, liberates us from frustration when things tilt in one direction or another. True balance is flexibility in adapting to variables without losing our inner center. The sage Buddha taught the middle way, avoiding extremism in asceticism or indulgence in pleasures. This principle applies to all aspects of our contemporary lives. Balance between work and rest, between caring for others and self-care, between planning for the future and living in the present. All these areas need continuous awareness and precise calibration to achieve internal harmony. The ability to say no to excessive commitments is necessary for maintaining balance. Many of us suffer from the syndrome of pleasing others, so we accept more than we can handle. Learning to set healthy boundaries and respect our limited capacities is not selfishness, but responsibility toward ourselves. When we protect our energy and time, we can offer the best we have in the areas we choose consciously and sincerely. Change is the only constant law in the universe, as said the Greek philosopher Heraclitus. Resisting change is a major source of suffering and loss of balance. Adopting a growth mindset that sees change as opportunity, not threat, transforms our relationship with life. When we accept that everything is in a state of continuous transformation, we stop clinging to what was and open up to the possibilities of what can be. Investing in authentic human relationships enhances our balance and supports our inner peace. Humans are social beings by nature, and healthy belonging is a basic need. Building relationships based on honesty and mutual acceptance provides an emotional safety net in times of crisis. Time dedicated to deep connection with loved ones is not a luxury, but a necessity for mental health. Maintaining physical health is an integral part of comprehensive balance. Body, mind, and spirit are closely interconnected, and neglect in one affects all. Adequate sleep, balanced nutrition, and regular movement are not just health tips, but essential pillars for inner peace. Developing a hobby or interest outside the scope of work and responsibilities enriches life and enhances balance. These activities provide a healthy outlet and a space for renewal and creativity. Whether gardening, painting, photography, or cooking, these activities remind us that we are more than just our jobs and responsibilities. Regular practice of reflecting on values and priorities helps maintain balance. Life sometimes pushes us in directions far from our core values. Regular pausing to ask ourselves whether what we are doing aligns with what we believe in keeps us on the right path. This periodic evaluation prevents unconscious drift and enables us to correct course when necessary. True balance comes from accepting that we will never be perfect in all areas at the same time. Sometimes we'll require more focus on work than family. Other times we'll need greater care for health at the expense of professional achievements. Balance is the comprehensive view over the long term, not perfect equality in every day. Inner serenity is not a luxury, but a necessity in an age where life's complexities increase. Our journey today has revealed that peace is built from within through awareness and continuous practice. Every step we take toward understanding ourselves, observing our thoughts, and applying healthy practices brings us closer to true calm. Share your experiences in the comments and support Pulse of Awareness with a like and subscription to continue this journey together toward a more conscious and peaceful life.